Hello, everybody. Welcome back to WWTF. You know, that's the game show on Mike C.
I'm very well.
Hey, horror story time, y'all. Guess what? It's not me this time. It's your old favorite Fred. Fred, what happened this time, brother?
All right, this horror story is dedicated to the guy named Kevin, the MOD, the jackass that works at the Target in Largo, Maryland.
Okay.
I'm going to try to keep this story simple and short for you. Probably not, but this is how it goes. I brought Lady and the Tramp, which is my favorite movie in the world. Lady and the Tramp. You know the old Disney joint with the two dogs and the spaghetti and the kissing. That's why I love Cocker Spaniels, right? And I guess I love Pit Bulls because the dude was a terrier, right? So, all right. So I buy the movie. Then I find the movie somewhere for a cheaper price. So I was like, okay, let me take it back because I get 2 for 1. I get Lady and the Tramp 1, which was awesome, and Lady and the Tramp 2, which they should have never made. So I was like, okay, 2 for the price of 1. So I take it back to my local Target, which is in Forestville. You know, the one that across the street from the GameStop.
Off Darnell Drive.
Off Darnell Drive.
About the games, yeah.
Except for one person in there, I gotta give it to him. So they, I try to return it, and the lady says, "Hold up, I can't return it." It's like something's wrong with the receipt. So she was like, "Well, let me try to do a no receipt, no return." She's like, "Well, you know, I'm not gonna do it because I paid $25 for the Blu-ray." She was like, "Well, it's only gonna let me give you back 19. So won't you just go ahead back to the store, to Largo, and return it because they messed up your receipt." So then I'm like, okay, well, that doesn't make any sense. How come that y'all can't take care of it here? I'm like, I'm using this analogy. If I go to Florida and buy something in Florida and come back and try to return it, you going to tell me if the receipt is messed up, you going to tell me to go back to Florida?
You'll be there anyway. So
I mean, I don't mind. You know, you going to give me an Uber back there? I'll be glad to go back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I go inside the Target in Largo, right? Now, this is the same store that I went to. I haven't been in for like years because I went inside the store to return the DVD. The sales lady opened up the DVD and then said, "You can't return it." I was like, "Why can't I return it?" Because she doesn't open it.
Because she just opened it too.
She opened it. She was like, "Because it's open." I was like, "You just opened up the damn DVD. What are you talking about?" So the manager came up there, and then she just got real dummy. She ain't say nothing. She was like, the guy was like, "Well, it's open, sir." I was like, "I didn't open it." I said, "Your cashier just opened it." So it took me 3 months. I guess the Target looked at the video and she saw the girl open the joint, or they saw the girl open the joint. And I was like, okay, it took me 3 months to get like $19 back.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. The Largo, the Target in Largo. All right.
Dang.
All right. So to continue with the story, walk in the joint, and I go to this lady at the customer service desk, and I say, "Hey, look, I just came from Forestville, and Forestville said that y'all jacked up my receipt. I'm trying to return this DVD." I said, "Look, I'm kind of pressed for time because I got to be somewhere at 4:30. This was around like 3:30. I was like, okay, I got to fight traffic somewhere, so I need to be in and out of here. She then goes to a manager that's ringing up on the register and says, you know, they talk to each other. And then she comes back to the customer service desk and says, well, hey, look, she'll be with you in a moment. Now, the manager is dealing with 2 customers. And I'm like, look, is she coming? I was like, look, I'm kind of pressed for time. I need to get up out of here. So then this jackass named Kevin comes up, which is the MOD. He was like, okay, I'll be over there. Kevin comes to the counter. Boop, boop, the receipt. Look, there's nothing I can do. I'm going to have to give you store credit. I said, that's unacceptable. I paid cash. I want my cash back. I don't want store credit. I would like my cash back. He was like, no, there's nothing that I can do. I was like, well, look, you need to call somebody. Call Target, whatever. Call somebody.
Or something like that, yeah.
He said, no, there's nothing that I can do. Then he just totally dismissed me, wrote me off, right? I said, look, what's your store manager name? Because at this time, it was getting a little bit too late and I had to get up out of there. I said, what's your store manager's name? He says, okay, I'm the manager on duty. I said, no, I want your store manager's name. What's your store manager's name? We did this dance about like 7 times, 8 times. Now, me constantly asking back and forth, what's your manager's name? Then I said, well, look, what's the telephone number to the corporate office so I can call and complain on you? And that's what I said to him. So I can call and complain on you. He then tells me to ask the cashier. I said, ma'am, since he's asking me to ask you what the phone number is, what's the phone number? She tells me I can't give it to you because I got to follow suit with him.
What?
I was like, what?
Get out of here.
So then I was like, I'm not leaving here without my money. So then he was like, call Target or the red phone or whatever. So she picks up the red phone. And I asked him again, I was like, what's the number so I can call and complain on you? Because you're being very unprofessional. You know what I'm saying? And this whole time, he's dealing with other customers. He didn't even try to do the same thing that the lady did in Forestville. She did something. She was going to give me my money back, but she can only give me $19. He didn't even take it that far. So he's telling the customers, look, I'm so sorry, I apologize. It's like, what you apologizing for? This wouldn't have got escalated if you would have given me the 2 things that I asked for. Your manager's name, which is Jeff, that I know now because I had to do some tricks to get that, and the telephone number. So she's on the phone with the dude, and I'm still asking him, like, what's your manager's name? And he's ignoring me. Still talk to the customers. I'm sorry for this. So the first person I talked to was some foreign lady. I wasn't getting nowhere with her because she wasn't listening. Then I was like, let me speak to somebody else. Spoke to this guy named Jeff. Now I talked to Jeff from the time that I was in Target to the time that I was trying to get to my destination, which I had missed. And he was on the phone with me the whole time. So long story short, I spent like 30 minutes inside this store trying to get my money back. And then at the end, I asked him again. I said, what's your store manager's name? He still was like, I'm the MOD. I was like, man, you are a jackass. So after that, I walked out. So when I'm in the car, I'm doing a complaint. And I'm asking Jeff, which is on the line, what's in the customer service notes? He tells me that in the notes it says that I tried to return the open DVD. I said, when did I tell you I tried to turn in the open DVD? I said it was closed. There was nothing wrong with it. I just wanted my money back because I found it somewhere else. Then he said that I threatened the dude. I was like, he heard me threaten the dude. I was like, where'd you hear me threaten the dude? Because you called him a jackass. That's, okay, look.
It's not a threat.
You're a jackass is an insult. I'm going to fuck you up is a threat. Alright? Know the difference. And that just pissed me. I was just getting pissed off. So then after I talked to Jeff, I talked to somebody else. And this had to have been the biggest Trump supporter. This dude should not be in this field. I'm telling him verbatim what happened. And then when I get to the end, I tell him verbatim what I called him. I said, look, I called him an ass or a jackass. It had ass in there or something. And he was like, sir, if you keep saying that, I'm going to have to end the call. Let's try to keep it professional. I said, look, I'm just stating what I called him so you can put it in the documentation so I have, you know, a record for this, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And this dude was just being a total dick. Well, I'm going to have to end the call if you keep saying this. I'm like, dude, I'm just telling you what I called the guy. Then he was like, I was like, can you read me the notes? And then he tells me that they told me that I had to leave the store. I said, they never told me to leave the store. I just walked out on my own. So 3 days later, no, the next day I actually called the customer service line again, got the store manager's name. Jeff had lied to me, the guy that was on the phone. I asked him, I was like, is there any way that you can find out the store manager's name so I can talk to him personally? He was like, well, there's no way for me to find out. There's nothing I can do. When I talked to the guy the next day, he was like, yeah, I have the store information. The guy name is Jeff. Yeah, if you give me the store location, I can find out who's the store manager there. I was like, man, he was just giving me the total runaround and everything. But that's my horror story, man. Don't go to the Target in Largo. Don't go to the Target in Forestville, across the street from the GameStop that, you know, except for one person. He knows his stuff. But this Target, man, they racially profile African American customers. They have people that work in the department that have no knowledge of what they're dealing with. Like if you work in an electronic department, you should know the difference between an Apple charger and an Android charger.
Plus it says it's up on the charger.
Mm-hmm.
It says Android and Apple.
You should know the difference between a PS3 game and a PS4 game.
Yeah, they have numbers on it. It says 3, it says 4.
If you work inside these departments and you work at Target, know your shit. Because if you get a customer like me, I'm going to get amped up if I come in there. Especially if I call on the phone and I definitely know that you have it. And then I get there and you tell me on the phone, no, we don't have that. And I get there and it's sitting right there plain as day. Oh, you're talking about that? Well, we just got the truck. It just came in. Like in the morning, they never put their new releases out. This is Target in Forestville and Target in Largo. When you go there to get your new releases, they never put them out. They're never out.
They're always in the back. Huh?
They're always in the back, and the truck is always just minutes after I walked in delivered.
Just came in. They heard you was coming.
I done got banned from the Target in Forestville because I kirked out on the dude inside that joint. I'm telling you, man. And this goes to Chimichanga and my man Stan. And Chimichanga once said, man, you can't go in no store. Nah, it ain't me. It's not me. But that's my heart story.
Oh, well, always a pleasure, Fred. Thank you. Like always, you guys can hit us up at The Gamer Show. At gmail.com, this Gamer Show with a name. Don't forget to head over to the Facebook store page. We find lower prices. Don't forget to hit us up on vTime. Don't forget to subscribe. Become a Gamers Club member.
And please remember to like, subscribe, and follow all our social media networks. Join our SteamOS community and our website community where you can get some free stuff. Yep. And we'll see you next time on WWTF.
We want the facts.
The Gamer Show.
Are you sure?
Yeah. So I just got so frustrated.
Thanks for today, y'all.